Welcome, Anu. This is Oindrila from Ulpan Design. This is the first time we are face to face with each
Yeah,
other, and I'm just loving it. I would love to tell the audience that I happened to meet you through Facebook. I guess that is the social media we thank both of us. That's the common factor, and she is a biochemist by profession, and she is settled in US for the last almost 32 years. And I just happen to interact with her on WhatsApp, but the interaction has been so well and so positive that I just felt like that we should connect on this platform. And I'm really, really glad that she could spare her time for this show and for the series thingy. And I'm really thankful to you. So, not taking
great
too
to
much
be here. Thank you. Thank
time.
you. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, so please take it. Now it's your turn. Please tell us about yourself and a little brief journey. Uh, to,
Absolutely. I'm born in Chennai, brought up in Bangalore. As you said, I've been here a long time. I came actually to do my graduate school here, did my master's in biochemistry. And while I was at graduate school, I met my husband. He's from Mumbai. So we got married. We went back to India and got married. We have two boys, and Rahul and Vivek. And we live in a town called Pleasanton, about 45 minutes from San Francisco. We've been here 25 years now, so it's home. Both my kids were born here, so it's a really great community. And
Absolutely.
when we first came here, there weren't that many Indians. There's a lot of people here now with people moving in. As you said, I'm a biochemist. I work in the diagnostics industry, something that I'm really proud of because we develop tests. I used to work for Roche for 25 years, and then I joined a company called Natera last year in the middle of the pandemic because I wanted to change. And Natera is really cool. They develop genetic tests. We develop genetic tests. Started with people who needed to get testing done when they are expecting a child and they want to know if there's any genetic issues like Down syndrome, autism, things like that.
Okay, okay.
And, from there, we've now moved towards a lot of work in oncology to
Yeah, that's what
actually
I
be
was
able
reading
to,
about. Yeah,
yeah, that's our biggest
yeah.
focus right now. And so, there's a lot of work going on to look at what is the minimum residual disease left in a person after they've gone through chemo, after they're on drug treatment for cancer. And we're also looking at organ transplants. So when you transplant someone with the kidney or other organs, first of all, what is the chance of getting accepted? Will there be a rejection? Our test can start to look at their immune system and their body and say, will there be genetically any issues? So that's what Natera does. I actually manage the R&D portfolio there. Um,
Beautiful.
so I get to see all the products and work across all. So that's pretty exciting.
Very
For me,
exciting.
that's a huge passion of mine because you get to make a difference in people's lives in your own way. Uh,
Absolutely, absolutely.
and I'm sure
Now
you can
this
relate to that. You make a difference in people's lives in your way.
so yeah, but in kind of it's little similar. But then since I also had a background of science, I can relate to what you are speaking at least. I mean,
Yeah.
and bio as such was a favorite subject of mine. And but then I shifted to psychology. So, but well, it was all regarding human beings. I mean,
Right, right,
your sector
right.
and mine too.
Yeah.
So what? Okay, so that's very very nice. And so now tell me about how in the US in these kind of rushed working hours and taking care of family and children and all that. I mean, how you manage to wear saris and look so graceful? I mean, in every kind of photos, what I find that your sari love is amazing. So
Yeah,
that is what.
no,
Yeah.
it's
When did you
so
develop this? Or well, I mean, when you started wearing
yeah.
sarees?
So I grew up with my mom being a homemaker, and being in the South, she wore a lot of cottons. She wore kotas. She wore kanchis. Uh, I didn't really know much outside of that. I grew up with a lot of Lambani work, being from Bangalore.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And then we had some neighbors who would go to Gujarat, or my father used to travel. He was in sales and marketing. So he would bring back things from different parts of India. But my mom loved, Bengal cottons. She would only wear petticoats that were from Kolkata, the Hakoba
Kolkata.
work, white
Wow.
ones. So my dad, every time he traveled, he had to pick up some for her.
Yeah,
So I grew up with some of those
yeah,
influences.
absolutely.
Watched my mom. Like most people, I grew up with a lot of cotton hand block print that we all used to wear, and then go to Khadi. My parents would go there, so we would buy silk and cotton, Khadi from there. Didn't really know a lot about other things, right? Besides, yeah, some embroidery, things like that. And then came to the US, had a few saris. My wardrobe was mainly South cottons and crepe silk, Mysore silk, and kanchis.
Yeah.
And then while the kids were young, wore a lot of salwars because it was easier to manage with little kids. And then about probably 6, 8 years ago, kids were getting older, and I kind of started to wear saris. Blouses came into trend, so it was kind of cool to wear nice
Yeah,
blouses with the
yeah.
saris. They scaled
More
your
than
saris.
the saris, the blouse, the focus came
Right.
to the blouse largely.
Yeah. So a few years ago, there was a lot of that.
Yeah.
And interestingly, one of my friends had posted a map of India on Facebook on her wall, which it's one of those maps we've all seen now, which have the crafts and weaves across all the regions. And I was just fascinated by that and realized there's a whole world I don't know about.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So that's when I got into crafts and wanted to, basically, my goal became I wanted to collect saris with different crafts from all over India.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So
We,
that was kind of where that
yeah,
started. So it's not something I've always had, I'll be honest, although I always was handloom growing up with cotton and silk.
yeah,
But that's where that came about.
yeah. You small, your mom's getting petticoats from Kolkata. I'm always in Delhi, born and brought up in over here. But I always, my mom used to wait for 1 year because she's from Calcutta. And
Right,
every shopping of anything related to saris and aprons is always from there, as if nothing is available in Delhi. I mean,
right,
you can understand the
right, right.
within India only. It was so much of that. So, I mean, I just remembered that incident. Well, so I mean, it is India is just such a treasure for all
Right.
the crafts. I mean, across the states, and gradually, I am learning myself so much. I'm so much, getting into the intricacies of each of the,
Right,
state
right.
crafts and all that. So, and it's such a pleasure, such a pleasure. So,
It is. It's amazing to learn. And you also learn a bit about the culture and
absolutely,
where it originated from, the historical pieces, like
absolutely,
some of
absolutely.
the change in Baluchari, for
Yeah,
example,
yeah,
from
yeah.
mythology to the Mughal influence, right,
The
when
Mughal
they were in
influence,
Bengal. You learn
absolutely,
so much
absolutely,
about the historical impact.
absolutely, absolutely. And also like trying to, since there are things, there are beautiful crafts which are getting non-existent now. I mean,
Right,
I
right,
mean, because of the, not being so much of work being done in that sector. I mean, the
right.
finances and things like that. So I don't know to what extent, my dream can go successful in, working in tandem with the crafts weavers and all that. But well, I'm just a small beginning and I'm just started. So how have you come across more punk? I mean, more punk design, the work, the creation, and a little bit of it.
Yeah, so, as I said, I was starting to look at wanting to collect from all over India, and that grew into more of a interest and passion in learning about the different crafts. And also not just I'm not a designer person. I don't buy. I'm not into the sabyas. Nothing wrong with that, but that's just not me. I'm looking more for. I still want things that are unique, right, in my own way. And so I actually came across Moorpunk through Dola Mukherjee's page because you had done
Oh,
some work
thanks.
with
Yeah,
her.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
so
thanks
I
to
think it
Dola.
was, yeah,
Yeah,
brushes and
yeah,
weaves or something was the concept. So
yeah.
I'm always searching on Facebook, and I came across Dola's page, and from there I came to Moorpunk and started looking at some of the wonderful work you were doing. And then, of course, fell in love with that first sari of mine, which I still love, the tant with the Pichwai
Yeah, yeah.
inspired.
My God, like I mean, that like I mean, so many queries I got it for. I said, well, that is being done and out, and so we can definitely create, the
Right.
different versions of it, but not that one. I mean, that was
Yeah,
really
so
unique.
it came from there, and then you and I connected and started talking some more. And over the years, as I've expanded my interest, I think I must have been a Bengali in a previous life because I love Kanta work. I don't
Ah,
know why.
seriously, your love for saris are so much artistic. I mean, you have such a passion for art. I mean,
But I'm
the
not an artist myself.
no,
I'm very
no, but
left
then the
brained.
eye for it,
Right.
the love for it, basically, the
Yeah.
simple admiration for whatever is artistic, what I've seen in you. And that's why maybe because since it's an artistic venture also, I'm into, maybe
Right.
we
Right.
connected. That was the bond which, connected both of us.
Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
the fusion that you're doing with some of the things.
Absolutely.
And it's also like you said, finding those artisans, right, who maybe making their name in their own little way, but they
Yeah,
have some
yeah,
really great talent that's untapped.
absolutely, absolutely. So it is like, I mean, recently I have been to interiors of West Bengal, and there is a sector for Jamdani weavers, and from last year I'm working with. Actually, the last exhibition we had, I mean, me and Dola, and that was it. After that, Mr.
Right.
COVID had come
Right.
into the picture, and no touch and feel. I mean,
I
till
know.
now,
Right.
I was just planning for an Poila Boishakh exhibition, the April one.
Right.
And again, it's so much of rise in the
Yeah,
case
the
in
cases
India
are on
and
the
things
rise.
like that.
Right.
So I don't think we can go ahead with the touch and fill exhibition. I don't know whether I've written to you. I had named it also mosaic. Mosaic of open web.
Right.
So,
Right.
so that is something which I'm quite looking forward to. Maybe I have to do it online. I can't do it physically. But so I mean, in Moodpunk, I mean, how you feel that what kind of things can be more as per you incorporated, and what are the suggestions and what can be the aspirations from this particular Moodpunk
Yeah.
design creations and brand? I mean,
I
what would
think
you
it's
suggest?
continuing to look at some of the crafts that are, as you said, um, probably not well known, first of all. But secondly, there are probably very few artists, but there's one or two people still trying to do it and keep it
Absolutely,
alive, right? It's hard to find those people. First, you have to know what to look for, right?
absolutely.
But I think whatever crafts, I mean, a lot of the hand painting, I love hand painting, just like Kanta, right? I think doing more fusion of those and continuing to be different and unique is I think what will keep you going, which is what you've been doing, right? Because every time, I mean, like what I'm wearing today, it's a more punk sari with applique work, and it's not something you'll just find somewhere, or that's somebody would think of asking you to do it. But when you see it, it's so different, it's beautiful. And I
Thank you
always get
so
people
much.
asking me questions, right? Where do you get it from? Where do you get it from? And then you and I are currently collaborating on quite a few things you're doing for me that we've kind of
Absolutely,
put our heads
absolutely.
together.
And that's such
I
a,
think you'll continue to
that's such a,
share that.
absolutely, absolutely. And your ideas, when when I get it from you, I find it so exciting. I said, wow, I mean, this is the sector. I mean, this area I haven't not thought about. And
Right,
when you suggested me that, and we both of us can customize something, which finally turns into be a very beautiful creation, is something which so satisfying. I
right.
mean, it's satisfying for me, and when you flaunt it, then I'm in the, I
Yeah, and
mean,
it's great
somewhere.
for the artist, right? And the art itself, the craft itself, right? And so I think, for me, the aspirations for More Punk and You are to continue to explore those the arts, and basically be a niche where you're promoting the arts and crafts, and the fusion of them comes about through either conversations with clients or through things that you look at and say, okay, how can I bring these together, right?
Absolutely,
That's not
absolutely.
done. That's not something everybody does. That's not run of the mill. And I think that's what's going to continue to set you apart.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I mean, I can't thank you more for this.
Oh,
And
thank
so
you. You bring
let's
out the creative side in me too.
and I mean, so I think you should be a brand ambassador in US for setting up the the sari way, so that the Indian art and craft and weaves and things like that can go more and get more. We see more of India over there. That is like
Absolutely.
Indian
I think
craft over
there's
there.
such a rich heritage that
Yeah,
people
absolutely.
love to have
Yeah,
over here,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And they're only exposed to not even the tip of the iceberg. There is just so much more there.
So much more there.
And talking about that, I wear saris every Friday for my work calls,
Wonderful.
and my team is now used to it. So they'll always ask me, so what are you wearing? Tell us a little bit about what you're wearing. And
That's
so whether
really
it's
nice.
ikat or whether it's hand
Yeah,
painted or kanta, they are hearing more and more and listening. So there's more education, not just among the Indian, but also globally, right?
globally.
Um,
Absolutely.
and I think now you're doing a lot of work, not just on saris, on stoles,
Yeah.
on
Mm.
jackets, vests. I mean, all of that is, I think, going to help people here,
Yeah.
because not
Yeah.
everybody wears a sari. I get that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, so with that note, I think we are looking forward to have more of our bonding and get it
Absolutely.
stronger and see a new sunshine. So
No,
thank
and I wish you the very best. I wish much
thank
success. I want to see more punk continue to soar,
thank you so much. Thank you
and
so
for
much
you
from my
to,
heart.
be building your niche, and your passion is clearly seen for that. So it's great to have someone like you that I can talk to and say, hey, how about we do this, and
Yes. Yes.
bounce ideas off
Anytime,
of. So
anytime, anytime, any day. So I'll be more than happy to work it out.
absolutely.
Okay, thank you, Anu, and
Good.
it was pleasure talking to you. And
Okay.
I think it's good night over there. So it's
Yeah,
what
it's
time?
Saturday night over here for us. It's
Yeah, yeah,
Saturday night around 9:25.
9. Okay, okay.
So
So
not bad. It's not
great.
too late. You
And
have the whole of Sunday, so
yeah,
enjoy
yeah,
your
yeah. It's a
Sunday.
bright sunshine over here. So okay, thank you, thank you. We see
Welcome.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. Bye,
Bye.
bye, bye.